As the title suggests, a lesson outline is a skeleton of your lesson. It has the following main features. It has the topic, subtopic, objectives, content, teaching aids and references, and finally it has remarks and self-evaluation. Making a lesson outline is a tedious process for the teacher. I have therefore designed a template that has a navigation pane. The navigation pane will assist you to find your way within the document. All you need to enter is the details of your lesson in the relevant place. The navigation pane will also come in handy when you want to locate the lesson plan that you have already created in the past. Let's now see how you make a lesson outline using this template. The first thing you need to do is activate the navigation pane on your template, and we do this as follows. Now here we have the template, the lesson outline template. We activate the navigation pane by going to View on the menu, and then on the group of tab named Show, check the navigation pane box, and the navigation pane appears here. These are the main headings in the navigation pane. Form 1, Lesson Outlines. We've got the Form 2, Lesson Outlines, Form 3, and Form 4. Those are the main headings. Before we start making any lesson outline, let's see how we can customize this document so that you can use it in your school. First of all, on the header, you might want to come here and enter the name of the school. So I will enter the name of my school in uppercase, and the name of my school is Upper Hill Mixed Secondary School. I might want to use a font that I like using. There, and that's done. The next thing I want to enter is a subject. Of course, the subject is physics. And that's done. Every lesson outline will have this important information, the subject and the school. Now, when we go to this first heading here, which is Form 1, Lesson Outlines, if you click this arrow, it will expand this heading to reveal subheadings there. This is where you will have to write down the topics that you are dealing with in Form 1. Now, if you expand any one of those topics, you will have other subheadings. These are the subtopics. The subtopics. Again, you will have to enter the subtopics here. Now, let's see how you do this. I want to prepare a lesson outline in Form 2, so I will click that arrow to reveal these topics that I have in Form 2, and I want to go right to topic number 18 here, and this topic number 18 is on waves. So in order to make the lesson outline, I need to access the syllabus. Now, where do I get the syllabus? I remember the professional document organization map. That is where I have a folder where I have saved the syllabus for that particular year. So let's proceed to the professional document organization map, which has a link on my desktop. So we are at my desktop. There's a professional document organization map. I go to the folder Written Science, I go to Physics, and I have the syllabus for 2016. I open that file, and I have, this is my syllabus now. I'm interested in this section here, not in the KCSE questions, but the physics syllabus. So I expand that to reveal Form 1, physics syllabus, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. I'm interested in Form 2, and I'm interested in topic 18, which is Waves 1. Immediately I click that, Waves 1 appears here. So I'll copy this topic, copy that, I go back to the lesson outline. I'll come and update this information here. I'll have to select, and you select properly up to that point. Then you paste as plain text. Waves appears there as the topic that I'm dealing with. If you check the navigation pane, it has automatically been updated. So it doesn't read just a topic, it reads the name of the topic, the number, and the topic itself. I want to write down the subtopic so that that subtopic can come here. So I go back to the syllabus again. And here we are, and the subtopic I'm dealing with is pulses and waves. Again, I copy that. I go back to the outline. I select from that point all the way to the edge of that word. Again, paste as plain text, and it enters there. The same subtopic that I have here, I'll have to paste it here as plain text. Also this topic here, I should have also pasted here as plain text so that information appears in this table. The same information appears here so that it can appear on the navigation pane for easy navigation. The other detail that I might want to enter is this date here. If you click on this date, you'll see that you are prompted to enter the date when you will teach the lesson. So you'll go to this arrow to reveal a calendar, and if you click today, it will enter today's date. For example, if I click today is on 21st June 2015, it has entered that date. This is when I'm preparing this lesson plan. But usually you prepare lesson plans way ahead of the time when you are required to teach that. So I will not enter today's date. I will enter the date when I'll be teaching that lesson, and that is tomorrow. So I'll click a date ahead of today. When you use this calendar, the date when you are working on this document will be appearing here. It will already be selected. So you don't do that. You select a date way ahead when you are going to be teaching that lesson. So you need to arm yourself with your timetable. So I'll be teaching that lesson tomorrow. So as soon as I click that, tomorrow's date enters there. Another important thing about this particular feature, you might want to use a lesson outline that you used last year. You won't use it this year. So all you need to do is come here, scroll to the year that you are interested in, maybe 2016, and click a date in any month in that particular year, and the lesson outline will be a current one. This is a quick way of updating, of making changes so that you don't have to redo everything. In a situation whereby you are required to be using current lesson outlines, you might find this feature very useful because all you need to do is change the date. But I'd like to encourage you not only to change the date, but go to the previous lesson outline, make changes, make improvements, and then change the date. That is the best way to do it. Once you have changed the date, all you need to do is click save, and the document is current. So let's proceed with other features of this lesson outline, and the next feature is the objective. Again we go to the syllabus, because this way we will get the objectives for any particular lesson. So I want to describe formation of pulses and waves. So I copy that, go back to my lesson outline and paste it as plain text in that position, and it appears there. The advantage of pasting as plain text is to avoid the formatting of the previous document. So when you paste as plain text, the information acquires the formatting of the new document. That is the advantage. Now, after we have written down the objective for the lesson, let's go here and write down the content. Now, what do I need to write down here? Remember, a lesson outline, just like the name suggests, is just a skeleton. You don't have to write everything here. For instance, I will want to carry out a demonstration, a class demonstration. So I will just write down class demonstration. Another thing I might want to do is to carry out a simulation. I might want to give my students notes at the end of the lesson, and let's assume that that's enough. Now, as far as the class demonstration is concerned, I will need to use certain teaching aids. Like, for example, I'll need a rope. I might require a slinky spring, and so on. Also, in the references section, I'll have to enter the textbook which I'm using. This is KLB Physics Students Book 2, and then enter the page. It's page 170. We shall see how I've been able to locate that. Let's go back to this information here. Want to do a bit of formatting here because this space is just too big. If I want to reduce the spaces between the sentences, I just need to select, come to this tab here, click, and then remove space before the paragraph. And it is neat and simple. Now, let's come to the class demonstration. In the class demonstration, this being a guide just tells me that you will need to carry out a class demonstration in pulses and waves. But when it comes to something like a simulation, I might want to project these. In fact, I'll project these on a screen using a data projector. In order to locate it very quickly, I'll just need to use a very powerful feature of this particular document. This feature is referred to as hyperlinking. So I'm going to take you through a simple process of how you link documents so that you can access them very fast just by clicking on a certain link in the document. So the first thing you do is to select this information here, and you want to do that neatly so that the link does not spill over to other spaces. So you select that word there, simulation, and then on the menu, click Insert, and then click the tab Hyperlink. There will be this pop-up window here. It asks me, do you want to link with an existing file or a web page? Or do you want to link with a certain place in this document? Or do you want to create a totally new document? Or do you want to link it with an email? Of course, I'm not interested in all these. I want to link these with an existing file because I have this simulation saved somewhere, and it is saved in my professional document organization map. So I might want to locate the professional document organization map by clicking that tab there. It takes me to this region here, to my computer, and I know my professional document organization map has a link on the desktop. This is the importance of knowing exactly where you saved what. So I proceed to the desktop, and I'm at my desktop. I locate my professional document organization map. There is a link there, so I double click to open it. I go to the science department, physics, and now I go to digital content. I've got a folder where I put all digital content together so that I can locate them when I need them. So I double click that, and these are some of the files that I have inside here. Let me show all the files, and I have my simulation. It's right here. So I click and insert it there, and now the link is created. If I click this is the magic of this particular feature. If I click this, I do not have to scroll through my computer. It will automatically open this particular file for me. And you see, anything with a hyperlink, so long as it is a Word document, if it is a hyperlink, it will prompt you to open that particular hyperlink. So when I hover my cursor over this simulation here, there is this dialog box that appears, which gives me the instructions that I need to follow when I want to open this hyperlink. So if I put my cursor there, I'm going to hold down Control and then click. There will be this pop-up window here. This one is just a security feature of my web browser, which is Firefox. And I'll just say OK. And it will just take a few seconds and my simulation is open. And this is the simulation that I need to use. And this is the simulation that I want to use in this particular lesson. And it has instructions on how to go about it. For instance, I can decide to generate a wave there, because what I'm interested in is studying waves and pulses. If it's not a wave, I can generate a pulse, as simple as that, or generate a wave. Simulations are very, very powerful. When we'll be talking about digital content, especially designing digital content, we'll be talking about simulations. I will not require you to design this because this is highly complicated, but I'll direct you to websites where you can be able to download any simulation that you're interested for teaching any concept, be it a science, geography, and all that. So let's go back to the lesson outline so that we can work on other features. And we are back to the lesson outline. Now, there is this section about notes. I said I might want to give my students some notes, and I've already prepared these notes. Again, I will use a data projector to project these notes on the screen for them to quickly copy at the end of the lesson. So again, I will select the notes, come to Insert, go to Hyperlink. The notes are found in my professional document organization map. The reason why professional document organization map appears here immediately, I clicked hyperlink, it's because I've just used it previously. So the system interprets that I want to link it with something in my previous document. So that is why it appears here. But just in case it doesn't appear, just go to your desktop and locate the professional document organization map. So in the science department and in physics, we go to lesson notes. When I click that, I have this folder for lesson notes, which will open. We'll go to Form 2, and in Form 2, I've got a folder for waves, and I have the notes on waves and pulses. It's right there. And I will say OK, and the hyperlink is created. You can see the magic of organizing your work in such a way that you know exactly where to find a particular information, and once you link them up, when you're in class, you'll just be taking a second to get what you need, and you project it for your students there. You won't waste the students' time trying to locate some information which is hidden within your computer. So don't take the professional document organization map for granted. It's a very, very powerful tool that you can have when you're teaching, and I want you to always use it like we have described it in previous lectures. So let's go ahead and test this link. Again, I will hover my cursor there, Control link, and then click. And you can see it opens the notes for the students. This is what I will project on the screen for them. And you can see it is very neat. I don't have to waste time writing down this information, drawing this diagram on the chalkboard, as it happens all the time with teachers. Everything is ready there, and I can use that extra time when I'm supposed to be writing things on the board to check students' work as they write the notes. I can take time to walk around and even help them to draw these waves in their exercise books, because you might find that some students have actually got difficulties drawing sketches. So This is a very powerful thing. You do not waste your time copying things on the board for them. All you want to do is do something useful as correcting individual work for the student. And this is very important when you are dealing with a large class with a very large number of students, because the moment your back is turned and you're writing something on the board, some mischief is going on behind you. So it is important that you embrace ICT because it helps you to be in control of your class. So that is how we deal with the lesson aspect. So let's close that and we go back to our lesson outline. Now there is this section about references. I can go ahead and look at this link. If I wanted to direct somebody, if somebody wanted to check whether actually this reference is true or not, all I will need to do is put a link there. Again, I will go to Insert, Hyperlink. On my professional document organization map, I've worked backwards because I want to access digital content. And here I've got the KLB Secondary Physics teacher's book, Waves. I can link it with that, but actually this is not the teacher's book. It is not the teacher's guidebook. It is the student's book. The student's book is found in this folder. So I double click and I have a folder written Waves. When I click that, I can link this PDF with my document and the link is made. Again, let's test this link. Hold down the control and there we are, and the link is opened. I can read all about pulses and waves on how to generate them. This is chapter 8 of book 2 and it is page 170. That is how I got that page. So you can see how powerful this idea is. You have everything together. The magic of using hyperlinks is that you get to access what you need within a split of a second without wasting time. Even when you're trying to review your lesson so that you can read at least, so that you can know exactly what you're going to teach, you just need to go to the hyperlink where you've saved the various. You just need to click on the hyperlink and you read the notes so that you can be well prepared when you're going to class for that particular lesson. So using hyperlinks is a very powerful feature. I will encourage you to use hyperlinks wherever you can because it is a very powerful feature and it will make sure that when you're in class, you do not waste time. You access whatever you need within a short time and you'll find that your students will not be bored at any one time. Your lessons are going to improve. They will become more interesting for your students. This section here on remarks and self-evaluation, you can write down anything after the lesson. You can evaluate yourself, you can evaluate the student, anything. And then once you are through with this, you can go ahead and save. For example, if I click that button there, it saves all the changes that I've made here. Now let's assume that I'm going to class. So I just need to come to Form 2, go to the topic that I am dealing with. It is Waves 2. And in that, I will want to go and teach about pulses and waves. And the moment I click it, everything is available. I can review the lesson outline here by going to the simulations, looking at the notes, looking at the references as I wish. Or even go to the syllabus and check whether the objectives I've entered here are true. All I need to do is get these pulses and waves and link it either to the syllabus or even link it to the scheme of work. For instance, just to practice more on how to make hyperlinks, I want to link these to the scheme of work so that I can know exactly where I am within the content coverage. Again, I select Insert, Hyperlink, and then I go to the professional document organization map, and here I'm at the scheme of work 2016. I double click that and the scheme of work 2016 will open. And that, what I've done is I've linked. So let me open that link over there, and the link opens. And here I've got the scheme of work 2016. Whatever I was dealing with was in Form 2. So I'll want to go to Form 2, and we usually teach Waves 1 in Term 3, Week 1. And you can see that is where I had schemed for Waves 1. And even in the scheme of work, I've put several links. This is what we mean by including a digital content in your scheme of work. Many times when our superiors come to our schools, they are challenging us to include digital content in the scheme of work. One of the ways is to make sure that your content is in digital form so that you can be able to link it with your scheme of work. For example, when I say watch a simulation of a wave on a string, immediately I click this, it will take me to the simulation. Over here, I have included digital content in my scheme of work. When I link my scheme of work to the notes, when I say one of the teaching learning activities that students will be involved in will be taking notes, and I put a hyperlink here, I'm able to show directly that the notes they will be write down, they look like this. When I come to the links here, I'm able to click any one of these links and it takes me directly to these references that I have created. We will learn how to create digital content so that your next step will be to link whatever you have created with either your lesson plan or your lesson outline. So that is how you would make use of links. It is a very powerful tool and I would encourage you to start using it. Very, very important. Another thing you can do is, like, sometimes in your documents you might not want this underlining here. So all you need to do again is select, and you will come here and you will come to underlining, and you will remove the underlining by clicking. And once you've clicked, the underlining is removed. But if you hover your cursor there, it tells you there is a link here. There is a link here. So that is how you would want to make, again, your document not to have so much underlining, because sometimes it doesn't look so neat. And that's it about the creation of a lesson outlines using a lesson outline template. Now it is your turn to make a lesson outline in your subject. Once you have downloaded the template, you need the following. You need the scheme of work, which I believe you have created or are in the process of creating. The second thing you need is the lesson notes or PowerPoint slides or simulations or any other digital content that you may have created or downloaded from websites and then saved it in the correct places in our professional document organization map. Don't forget to do that. Each and every time you want to create something, know exactly where to save it so that when you need to link it with either the lesson outline or lesson plan, you know exactly where to get it. The other thing that you need are reference texts, among others. I would propose that you try and scan some of the text that you use so you can have your textbook in digital form. In future, I'll try to provide you with some of these so that you can get started. Now, since we have not yet discussed the various forms of digital content and how to create them, I would like you to deal with text documents first. And then in future, we can improve on these lesson outlines as soon as we make more digital content. So for now, go right ahead and download the template in your subject. If you check below this video, you'll find tabs that prompts you to download the lesson outline templates in your subject. And then get started in creating the lesson outlines for your next lesson. You do not have to start with Form 1. You can start with the form which is in the timetable, and then you work backwards as time goes by. And I will see you in the next lecture where we will talk about the record of work document.